Did you hear what I said, Olivia?
Oh, sure, I heard you. I'm just waiting for you to spin your next story.
Oh, who's spinning a story now? What, do you think you and Phillip are wealthy? You think you're fixed for life? Hmm? You think you can run off and live happily ever after without any help from the big bad Spauldings?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're wrong, my dear. You're totally wrong, because I happen to do my research. You see, I know that all your money is tied up right here in the Beacon in some cockamamie project in the harbor about San Cristobal or something. No, I know that you're leveraged right up to your ears.
Well, if you've done your homework right, you know that I stand to make a hefty profit from all of this.
Well, yes, but those numbers are on paper, and they're before the stock market decided to take a little downturn.
Maybe you're right about my business, but you're wrong about everything else. Phillip and I will be just fine because we have each other.
Well, it's touching, but I've never known true love to pay the rent. Do you think Phillip's wealthy? Someone else ought to do their research.
Excuse me, Phillip has money.
Oh, well, most of his money's all tied up in Spaulding Enterprises. Stock options, dividends. Maybe he has a little bit of his inheritance left from his birth mother, but I don't think it's enough to take care of you. You know, this family and the company put that silver spoon in Phillip's mouth, and it can just as easily yank it out. I can see the little wheels turning in that brain of yours now, Olivia. Is Alexandra lying? Is my prince really a pauper?
I'm glad you find this so funny.
Oh, please, I don't find financial peril funny at all. And that's exactly what you and Phillip will discover if you walk away from the family and the company. And I know you don't want to believe me, Olivia. Go ahead. Try to prove me wrong. I'll just be another misadventure, a big disappointment in the life at times of Olivia Spencer.
Oh, yes, life and times. Let's talk about time. Something that Phillip has plenty of with which to come around and make his return to Spaulding.
Oh, now you're dead wrong there again, because he has no time. No time at all. Besides, I set the timetable. My brother is mad as a hatter. I've got to leave this family and the company fortune in better shape than when I found it. So, if I can't have Phillip, then I'm going to be forced to consider some other options I have, which I am thinking of at this moment.
Really?
Honestly, do you really think I would strike up a deal with you without having a contingency plan?
No, of course not. What contingency plan?
Well, no, I really would be an idiot if I told you, wouldn't I? After you being such a disappointing ally, all talk, you know, no go. No, we're down to the wire. Are you the kind of person that's really going to walk away from all this? Oh, don't even bother to answer. I can read it on your face.
It's going to be okay.
You finished with Alexandra?
Hi. What are you doing here?
Waiting in line. Now it's my turn to talk. I had a visitor at the house tonight.
At the loft?
No, at my father's house. Holly dropped by after you left. Something about a Spaulding line of succession story. Something about you trying to forestall it until you could get all your ducks in a row. That sound familiar to you?
Phillip,
And then I walk in here and I see you chatting it up with Alexandra. So much for standing by my decision.
Is that what you think?
Give me a reason to think otherwise.
Well, you're not completely wrong. No, I told you that I was tempted when Alexandra first came to me. Not just because of me, but because of you. And then you told me that Gus could possibly be Alan's son.
Which you said was ridiculous, and you were right.
Well, there could be another Spaulding floating around out there.
With Alan, anything is possible, sure.
I need to know how this affects your future.
You mean our future?
Yeah. Yours, mine, this baby's. You're the one who keeps telling me we're in this together. I thought if I could meet Alexandra here, I might be able to figure out if she's pulling our strings out of fear that the company will end up in Gus's hands.
And?
And she's scared to death. So scared that she's willing to pull the plug on every dime you have coming to you unless you do exactly what she says.
Is she? That's interesting.
I don't
get a
find
black
any of this
please?
amusing, but apparently you do.
Well, let me tell you what's happening, okay? She's creating a problem so that I will do what she wants. As soon as I do, I assure you, the problem will go away.
You know, maybe, if you'd ever been poor, you wouldn't be so glib about turning your back on something that's rightfully yours.
Right, because you've been poor, so you have an insight that I lack.
Phillip, the idea of being poor again is not appealing to me. I have worked too hard to make sure that I don't end up that way.
Okay, well, you know, that's fair. I'm just glad it's all out in the open now. I'm glad that I finally understand the real reason that you wanted to be with me.
Excuse me? I know why I'm with you. I don't think you have a clue. I'm pushing you back into your family because there's something in it just for me. I'm doing it for this baby and for you, because if you don't go back, then you're nothing more than a coward.
What?
Where's the man that I first met? The man that doesn't back down from a challenge, who isn't afraid to go after what he wants. I mean, you could talk about this newfound independence all you want, but all you're really doing, Phillip, is just taking the easy way out. What are you going to do with the rest of your life, really? Have you thought about it? You're going to walk around the loft in your sweatpants, flicking the remote control? It's not you. And if you continue to be this person that you're not, then you're not being fair to yourself. Or your children. Or, yes, even me. I would follow you to the ends of the earth. I have told you that. But I would enjoy the ride a whole lot more if I were doing it with the man I first fell in love with.
I've been trying to call you. You have a visitor.
Well, get rid of them, will you please? Because I'm in no mood to play hostess. Doris,
Alexandra.
what can I do for you?
Well, I'm here to talk about your brother, about his culpability in the Reva Lewis case.
Yes, well, you saw him, Doris. You know, he's really lost it. I mean, surely you can't hold him responsible for his actions.
Well, that's for a court to decide.
Are you seriously considering prosecuting him?
Well, I understand your concern, Alexandra, but for my office to defer filing stalking charges against Mr. Spaulding, it's going to take more than just your word.
Yes, well, I'll bring in psychiatrists.
Well, you can bring in whomever you like.
You know,
but I think I have a pretty good case.
I am bending over backwards to cooperate with your office. Now, what do you people want from me? Blood?
Well, now that you mention it, could you please make sure that Mr. Spaulding is at Cedars Hospital in the morning for a physical? A doctor has already been notified. Mr. Spaulding will receive a medical workup, and following that, we'll have a competency hearing.
A physical? Is this really necessary?
Actually, yes. That won't be a problem, I hope.
Rest assured, Doris, that Alan will be there for his competency hearing. It will go on. I'll see to it.
And the physical?
I will take him to the hospital myself first thing in the morning.
Very well, then. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, I can handle this. I can handle it. You've already taken care of the blood work, right? Unless there's something I don't know about Lloyd.
No, there's no problem there. But...
Good. Then any examining doctor's got to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to see that Alan's out of his gourd. So, whoever's going to examine him is going to have to declare that he's...
But he's absolutely normal. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Mr. Spaulding no longer wants to drink the tea.
Why doesn't he want to drink the tea?
He says it makes him feel funny.
Well, of course it makes him feel funny. The only way he's going to be declared insane if he drinks and he's hopped up on that stupid tea. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Doris.
Alexandra.
My, are you planning on escorting Alan to the hospital personally?
No. These are just some forms that I need you to give the doctor to fill out.
Oh, thank you. Look, Doris, is there any way we can put off this probing and this prodding session? I mean, I'm afraid this might throw Alan right over the edge.
Absolutely not. I have a responsibility to the community, but trust me, Alexandra, I'm looking out for Alan's interests, too.
What, give him just one more day, huh?
Well, what difference would one day make? I mean, the sooner we get this over with, the sooner that he can get better, and I'm sure that's what you all want. Alan, most of all. Oh, you know what? I have to call my office. I forgot my cell phone. Can I use your phone?
Well, actually, I'm expecting a call here, but Lloyd's right down the hall. He'll show you to another phone. There you go. Alan, You should be in bed.
No, not anymore, Alexandra. I have never felt better. I am back.